Hello. I think I got it. um, all right. Welcome to day two, everybody. Welcome to day two of 9 days of cosmic love. I am Rajith, and I so welcome all of you beautiful souls. It's already an extraordinary time just on day two. I'm getting all kinds of lovely messages from people as to what they're feeling, what they're envisioning, what they're seeing. And I'm just a second. I just realized some people might be wanting to do comments, and I would love to see them. Hold on a second. It says comment moderation. I've not done this before. I don't really know how to do this. So my suggestion is this. Those of you who have my phone, text me. Do not call, and I will leave this open so that if somebody has something important they want to share with me, that they can. So the main gist of today is about letting go. Letting go of what doesn't serve you, letting go of expectations, and letting go of the concern about other people's choices in terms of moving into this new love and light that's available on the planet. Um, in my ascension group, one of the things that many people were concerned about was like, well, if I go into 5D from 3D, what's going to happen to my family? What's going to happen to my job? What's going to happen to my home? Like I said yesterday, one of the realizations that we've had is we are on earth like a piano. We're at a particular octave, the third dimensional reality, and we're moving and ascending into the higher octave on the planet, creating a whole new planet with a new blank slate. All of our old stuff that we've been carrying, that have been burdened to us, we need to let it go and choose love and joy. Many of us have been working on this. We have to forgive people. We need to choose to let go of things that don't help us. If we have unforgiveness, whose craw is it sitting in? Ours. The other person may not even know that they're not forgiven. Of course, energetically they know, and that may be why there's, a little bit of scratchy relationship. But really, our unforgiveness is, sitting with us, not with somebody else. So it's important for you to choose to let go of what doesn't serve you. Let go of third dimensional earth, in which humanity has been enslaved in this kind of like there's power at the top that has been ruling the world with money, with power, with greed, self-aggrandizement, material gatherings, power over others, all of it. We have to walk away from that. And that is an old paradigm that needs to go. You are divine beings. You are all beautiful souls. You are powerful and wise and loving, each of you in your own way. You all are a gift. All of us are an important cog in the wheel. Not one day, many years ago, maybe 25, 30 years ago, I was looking at Oprah Winfrey, and of course, she is one dynamite human being and has come in to, be her very, very best self. And of course, there's lots of past lives involved in her being able to do what she has done in this lifetime. Now, we look at her, we can look at people on, even these talent shows like The X Factor or what is it? America's Got Talent. Why do people watch that? It's because people are putting out their best selves. And so for us, it's again, stop making yourself small. Go out and put out what your best self is. And it doesn't have to be huge and grand. It just has to be you. Whether you're whether you're doing handmade things, whether you're a tech person, whether you're working with children or with the elderly, if you're a teacher, if you're a student, just being present with yourself, being the best that you can be is so important, and letting go of what you cannot change in somebody else, and letting go of a system that we've been living in this world that doesn't serve the majority of humanity. It serves about the 10%, maybe the upper 20, but that's it. The rest of us are enslaved into a system that doesn't work. Now it's time for you to empower yourselves. There are so many beautiful people on Facebook and on YouTube who are sharing about this ascension process. It's about lifting up ourselves, our brothers and sisters, and our environment into a new octave of living at a new higher frequency that is the base is built on love. So I'm going to share with you a couple of little pieces. Oh, wait a minute! Before I share this one other thing. Those of you who are concerned about whether your families are going to go with you into the ascension process, number one, it's none of your business. Number two, of course you're attached. Of course you love them. Of course you want them to wake up. And of course you want them to be embraced by love. And remember that it is your choice. So I'm just going to share a really quick piece this summer when the planet got hooked up on July 22nd into full 5D. I was curled up in August for several days in tears, just watching the destruction of humanity in all the different ways that it's happening in the planet. And I'm talking to God going, this has got to stop. What can we do? What can I do? What can other people do here with all of this? And I was saying, we've got to save these people. One of the big gifts I got out of being so upset for so many days and feeling so compassionate and empathetic toward what was going on with people. And I didn't want them to be in a victim mode. I didn't want them to be hurt. My beautiful spiritual teacher, Kirpal Singh, said to me, you need to let people grow in their time with God. Each person has their own evolutionary time in which to wake up. Everybody has to have their lessons that help them on, like going up the hill or up the mountain of learning, so that every time that we learn something, we up-level ourselves, we up-level. And we then begin to make choices that are not mindless, that are mindful. Choices that are based on love, choices that are based on the principles of love and light and how to live in the world. And he reminded me that if I were to try to save them, or other people were going to try to save them, it would keep them from learning their lesson. That everyone has their opportunities to experience what they need to learn how to discern. And that's a gift. And when he asked me to take a look at my own life, this lifetime, let alone all the other lifetimes. And he asked me, if you didn't have this lesson and this person to challenge you and that person to challenge you, would you be who you are today? And the answer, of course, was no. That my adversaries this lifetime, who didn't approve of who I was or what I did for a living, or how I ate, or how I raised my children, they were the testers of my light. They were the testers of my resolve to own, what do I believe in? What do I value? What do I hold true for me? And to be able to stand up tall in that. There was a time when I would have never done a video, ever, ever, ever in this world. I mean, they asked me for months before I was willing to do it. And it was because I was terrified all the lifetimes I'd been killed for standing up for myself. And yet they said even when I got killed in those lifetimes, there was a huge benefit to the many around me who watched that, who learned something from that. When we take a look at, let's just say, 3 important people in our, 20th century history, when we look at Mahatma Gandhi and how he lived and how he died, when we looked at John F. Kennedy, the president of our country, of the United States, and how he lived and died. When we look at Martin Luther King, how he looked and lived and then died, what gifts that each one of their deaths brought to us. A resolve for many to hold up what they hold dear and true, and choose to step into their power, choose to step into their belief system. So letting go of what others are doing, owning what you need to do so that you can be a grander expression of love, be that mirror of love for others. So one of the transmissions that I got from my spiritual teacher when I was in major transmission mode, this came last week. It was so precious, and I just have to share it with you. There were 2 little messages, and one was, have more fun, giggle a lot, be silly, be joyful, and go jolly. That was one thing that Master Kirpal used to say to people when he was getting ready to leave his body the months before when they would come for tea. Don't be sad, go jolly. So that's one. The number 2, this is really lovely message. And I'm going to have to read it because it's too beautiful for me to goof up on it. The presence of love is everywhere. It is a choice to see it, experience it, and most of all, be it. God and love are joyful and joy-filled by nature. Please choose to embrace this and embody it so that others can see by your lovely example what it is to be this kind of human that is choosing to be held in the arms of love of the divine and its own nature of divinity. For me, that's really huge. Move toward being like the small child, carefree and running. With joy and abandonment in the meadows. This is an image of the real truth of the soul of who you are. When you choose this as your living reality, you'll be able to co-create and cohabit a world with love, compassion, and gentle understanding of the true nature of the human and all of life. You have your own self, capital S, and greater spirit. You have chosen this path of selfless service and in many lives martyrdom to help awaken and lift others over many millennia. You are now at the proverbial crossroads that takes you over the threshold into a new light and greater truth of the expression of the possibility that humanity has and that you already possess. Embrace all of this, walk tall with it, and know that God and love is all there is. You are that walking, talking gift of love the Creator has created. Namaste and Godspeed within you and all around you. Be selfless in your joy and spread it in wild abandonment. So let's just sit with that for a moment and breathe that in. So I wore this crazy scarf with all these incredible colors in it because our chakras are all these colors. The world is full of all of these colors. It's rich in this. The idea of who we are in this wild abandonment and expression of joy is to embrace this incredible hugeness of who we are. Allow this light that is within us, that is us. We're all different frequencies of light. Be an expression into the grand, vast 5D universe that we are literally already in. The earth is already there. Actually, almost 1 billion of us are already in that frequency. 990 some million are already in that frequency of the 5th dimensional earth. We've already unhooked our spine from 3D earth into 5D earth. Greater love. Our cells are renewing at a different rate. We're beginning the process of getting younger looking and cellularly becoming younger over the next few years as we move into this frequency fully. That should bring you some joy and some love. I'm in my 70s and I am really looking forward to getting younger. And I'd love to get 20 years younger and have that level of vitality. So remembering that you are love, you are that walking, talking gift of love. How do you get there? Begin by letting go of your attachments to things that hold you back, to your attachments to beliefs that if you step out of your box, somebody's going to hurt you, that it's not going to be okay with somebody, that you're going to be rejected. It's time to take the courage, become that spiritual warrior, and let that go so that you can be in your power. Be your authentic self, whatever that is. It can be super grand and it can be normal. It can be small. It doesn't matter. It is what you need to put out from your heart out into the world. Remember, your heart is the center through which everything from within you goes out into the universe. Your arms are an extension of your heart, so we embrace others with love, right? We talk about embracing ideas, thought forms, spiritual concepts, all as an embrace from our heart out. Where is your heart? What are you willing to do for yourself and be? So what I'd like to do now is offer all of you an opportunity to hear some light language. I have no idea what's coming. Let me get a sip of water here. You have no idea what's coming. I have no idea what's coming. I've just asked my beautiful spirit guides, my higher self, my 24,000 angels, and by the way, when you fully upload into 5D Mother Earth, you end up with 24,000 angels because you've done the work to get there. So I'm inviting all of them and all of you with your angels to join me in taking a little time to center. Feel the intense beauty of who you are. Allow this cosmic wave of love that is very present right now, impacting people's meditations, to impact you, to impact your prayers, to impact your life and your ability to love. So, and then I need to remind myself, Somebody shared something, and I want to make sure that I pull it up right now so that I don't forget afterwards. Here we go. Yeah, I got a beautiful text from somebody that woke me up. And where did it go? There it is. I've got it ready. So after the transmission, I will read her version of letting go, which was so beautiful and powerful. She's asked not to have her name be shared because it's private, but she said it was okay to share. So here we go. I'm going to take my glasses off because I don't need to see to do this. So today, we're going to begin with white light. We just discussed letting go. And sometimes to clean up a room or to clean up our energy field, just pulling in a tornado energy like this of white light around us and through our bodies. And we just say, we release with love and let go what doesn't serve us. So let's do that now. Taking a breath in, choosing to connect with your higher self, calling in your angels and your guides, thanking this universe of love and light to support you. Allowing the white light to be like the tornado, releasing what doesn't serve you in this moment. Any fear, any anxiety, any regret, attachments to others and worries. Let that go so that love can move into its place, so that your own inner peace can be moved into that place. Choose what takes space in your body. Choose what takes space in your mind, in your heart, and in your spirit. Choose love. Essentially, I keep hearing, as we all know, that is all there is. Okay. So my tornado of white light is not quite done. They have one more area that they want to move. Good. Now the next light that we're asked to bring in is like 15 different shades of pink, from a, icy white pink to very deep dark pink. Pink is also a heart color. It's the color of mother's love and nurturing energy. So give permission to the divine, to have the divine feminine come around you and through you with these beautiful shades of pink light to nurture your spirit, your mind, your emotions, and your body. To let you sink into deep peace and tranquility, knowing that you are nurtured and safe and loved. Choose to behold the love in yourself and the love in others. If we all were that huge pebble or rock in the pond and made those big waves, we would and we are changing the world. Okay, now let's bring in the color of the heart chakra. So allow the entire bandwidth of green, from like a light celery green to the deep emerald green of the heart chakra through the third dimensional frequency. And then if some of you are new to this idea, fifth dimensional heart chakra is like this color here, these greens on my shirt, kind of a limey green. And allow your your hearts to just bring in those colors, expand it, heal it. Where there's wounds in your heart, give permission to your higher self to start addressing it and loving them and letting them go and allowing them to be the messengers of great teachings for you. There you go. Good job. Great. All right. So I'm going to bring in royal blue now, which is the consciousness of God, connected to our souls in the human body. I want to flood my field with that color as I want to be tuned in to my highest divine self to bring in the light language. That's what you can do to bring in your higher self into your body, into your consciousness. Choose who's going to run the ship. Is it your mind and your ego and your attachments? Or is it your heart and the divine spirit of love and truth and power that you are? And then the last color we're going to bring, the spectrum of color that we're bringing in today, is the violet spectrum again, which is God's love and support for us in the body. And so from light lavender to deep, deep, deep violet, allow that to come in. And that's love and support on physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual levels. Wherever you may need it, just give permission for it to come in to love and support you. And I'm asking the divine God within me and God within each of you who are listening to this either live or in the future, you connect up with this love and that this transmission is sent for you to experience it at any time. So here we go. Get into your quiet space. Allow for space. Atia konomo soata kaya potu. Ataya saya manaka oa. Iseoto mo soai te kea o sotoa. Tomaya o sonoi. Eyoko so matakaya o sotoa ioto. Atakaya amana soha. Soha. Nama soa otoko ai. Se amana koyoso mono au. Atakaya samana. Atakaya samana. Atakaya samana. Atakaya samana. Atakaya samana. Atakaya samana. Tosoamana kaya. Etuasa kai. Etuasaio. Omonosoa. Etuasaio. Omonosoau. Atakaye. Ohu. Ai. Enu. Atasa koto. Amana kawaii. Etuasi o. Ayamana otuko. Asai. Amanatoko. Aiohu. Ati. Aso. Ahu. Ata. translation. By the way, there are 3 love light languages that are going to be in 5th dimensional reality for sure. There might be more, but I know that there are 3, and this is one of them. If it feels comfortable to you, that's great. If not, there are others who share light language as well. And it's all very beautiful. Listen to what touches your soul. So blessings, dear children, of light and of love. You are miracles of the Creator in creation. You have forgotten who you are. It's time to let go of that. It is time to remember. Call yourself forward. Step in to the big boots of love that will carry you over the threshold from 3rd dimensional reality into the 5th dimensional reality of love. And so, we extend a blessing from the realms of love and light, from every religion and every saint that has ever walked on this earth and on other planets. They desire only that you reunite with the truth and the beauty of who you are. You are all extraordinary, each in your own perfect way. And each of you, in your own perfect and divine timing, will find your way back to God, or your own divinity, whatever you want to call it. Great Spirit or Allah, Yeshua. It doesn't matter. Every religion has sacred texts, but what is the most sacred is a sacred vessel in which you've been born, in which you have an opportunity to live and share with the universe the beauty of who you are. So I hope you embrace that. And before we go, I'd like to read what my dear friend in our Ascension group sent this morning to be shared anonymously. She was experiencing this in a meditation, and it has to do with letting go. So I'm hoping that you'll stay on to listen for this. I was in a high place with high peaks to the right. There was a very large white building set into the mountain above the wide courtyard. I looked around and found a golden bell on a post. I rang the bell, and a wave of monster energies appeared all around. I was a bit surprised. I rang again, and they came closer, as if the bell called them. I felt no fear and instead determination. I rang the bell as they came closer. I rang it hard. At each ring as they closed in, the monsters exploded into sparkles. Poof! I kept ringing the bell as wave upon wave of energy monsters arrived and approached and vanished with every clang. 18 times. There were no more. I looked around and said, "What next?" Other beings arrived, golden light beings. We formed a circle and held hands. A column of light as big as our circle came from deep in the earth and went up into the sky. My eyes followed it up as we raised our arms up together and then back down to the circle. As our arms swung down and back, a shockwave of golden light went out from us all around. I asked how many of us. 30. To the left was a broad valley full of light. The earth was happy. I absolutely love that. It's so beautiful. And it sure made my morning this morning. Because on this subject of letting go, that is absolute perfect example. I mean, the universe supplied, as it always does, what we need. I needed to hear that. I needed to share it with you so that you know that the darkness that we've held, the fears that we hold, the negativity that we hold and that we witness are all part of a grand illusion to keep us in fear and separation. But just as she rang that bell and essentially was saying no more, the light of who she was allowed to come forward, dispelling the darkness, saying no to the illusion. I choose to leave you with that. Let go of the illusion and the separation and the fear-mongering on the planet. Choose love. Choose light. Choose wisdom and truth, for that is what you are. Thank you for joining me. God bless each and every one of you. Go out and be a blessing and spread joy with wild abandon. Take care. Bye-bye. And thank you for joining me.